A man boards a plane with a briefcase. He hands a note to a flight attendant, then disappears forever. No ID, no trace, no body, only a name, D.B. Cooper. Was he a criminal mastermind or the perfect ghost? November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 was set to fly from Portland to Seattle, a short hop for holiday travelers. Among the passengers was a quiet man in a dark suit, seat 18C, who paid cash for his ticket under the name Dan Cooper. He ordered a bourbon and soda, then handed a folded note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. The note revealed a chilling message: a hijacking was underway. Calm and collected, Cooper's actions would soon make history. The hijacking of Flight 305 had begun. America was about to witness a mystery that would never be solved. When the man known as Dan Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305, little did anyone know the events that were about to unfold. He was described as being about 6 feet tall, appearing to be in his mid-40s, a detail that many witnesses agreed upon. He was dressed in a black suit and tie, a stark contrast to the casual attire often seen on flights, and he was carrying an attaché case, the contents of which would soon become a matter of international intrigue. He was polite, almost disarmingly so, and remarkably composed, showing no outward signs of the turmoil he was about to unleash. Throughout the ordeal, he never raised his voice, maintaining a chillingly calm demeanor. When Florence Schaffner, the flight attendant, initially ignored his note, perhaps thinking it was a simple pass, he quietly insisted, his words carrying an unmistakable weight. "Miss, you better look at that note. It's important. I have a bomb." The message was clear, concise, and terrifying. Cooper's demands were clear and specific, leaving no room for misinterpretation. He wanted $200,000 in $20 bills, a considerable sum at the time, 4 parachutes ensuring he had options, and a fuel truck ready and waiting in Seattle to refuel the aircraft immediately upon landing. He warned that if his demands weren't met with precision and speed, he'd detonate the bomb, a threat that hung heavy in the air. The crew took him seriously. They had no choice but to believe him. His calm, almost unnerving demeanor only served to make the threat all the more real. He even ordered another bourbon, as if he were simply a passenger on a routine flight, and offered to pay for it, a bizarre act of civility amidst the chaos. He was meticulous about the ransom delivery, ensuring every detail was followed to the letter. Cooper's knowledge of parachutes seemed more than just casual, and his familiarity with the Boeing 727, particularly its rear stairs, was unsettling. All of this suggested careful planning, a meticulously crafted scheme. He was in total control of the situation, dictating the terms with unwavering resolve, never panicking, even under the immense pressure of the unfolding events. He even offered the crew some ransom money, a gesture that was both bizarre and strangely considerate. The crew realized, with growing unease, they were dealing with someone unlike any hijacker they'd seen before, someone far more calculated and controlled. Every move was calculated, every word carefully chosen. He was always one step ahead, anticipating their reactions and planning his next move. The tension in the cabin was palpable, a thick cloud of fear and uncertainty hanging over everyone on board. As Flight 305 circled Seattle, authorities scrambled to gather the ransom and parachutes. Passengers were told there was a minor mechanical issue, keeping them calm. Hours passed, but Cooper waited patiently. When the plane landed, the exchange was smooth. $200,000 and 4 parachutes delivered, passengers released. Only the crew and flight attendant Tina Mucklow remained. Cooper checked the money and parachutes, then issued new instructions. Fly to Mexico City, low and slow, with landing gear down and flaps at 15 degrees. These details made a parachute jump possible. He insisted Tina stay in the cockpit, leaving him alone in the cabin. Cooper was polite, even offering the crew ransom money, but they declined. His knowledge of the 727's features was obvious. The crew followed his orders exactly. The stage was set for his next move. The hijacking was far from over. The 727 took off for Mexico City, but Cooper had other plans. Alone in the cabin, he prepared for his escape as the plane flew over the dark, stormy wilderness of Washington. He lowered the aft air stairs, a unique feature of the 727. At 8:13 p.m., with the Ransom strapped to him, Cooper jumped into the freezing night. The crew noticed the warning light and pressure change, but Cooper was gone. The plane landed safely in Reno. Cooper had vanished. No one saw him land. The vast, rugged terrain below offered endless places to disappear or perish. The legend of D.B. Cooper was born. The FBI and the world were left with only questions. Cooper had pulled off the impossible. He was now a ghost in the storm. The FBI launched Norjack, one of the largest manhunts in U.S. history. Agents scoured the forests of southwestern Washington, battling harsh winter weather and unforgiving terrain. No trace of Cooper or his parachute or the money was found. Thousands of leads were chased, suspects interviewed, and a composite sketch created. The public was captivated. The pressure was immense. The name D.B. Cooper stuck after a media mix-up, adding to the legend. Despite exhaustive efforts, Cooper remained a phantom. The case grew colder with each passing week. The FBI's frustration mounted. The hijacker had vanished without a trace. The mystery deepened. America was hooked. D.B. Cooper became a household name. For years, the case was cold until 1980. 8-year-old Brian Ingram found $5,800 in decaying $20 bills buried along the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched the ransom. The discovery reignited the investigation but raised new questions. How did the money get there? Tina Barr was far from the flight path. Did Cooper lose the money, or did it wash downstream over time? Theories multiplied, but answers were scarce. The only other physical clue was Cooper's black clip-on tie left on his seat. Decades later, forensic analysis found rare metals on the tie, titanium and cerium, hinting Cooper worked in a specialized industry. A partial DNA profile was extracted, but it wasn't enough for a match. The clues only deepened the mystery. The trail was as cold as ever. Cooper's identity remained elusive. Did D.B. Cooper survive the jump into the unforgiving wilderness below? That's the question that has haunted investigators and captivated the public for decades. Many experts say no. The storm raging that night presented almost insurmountable odds. Freezing temperatures plummeting towards the earth would have been a brutal reality, and the rugged terrain, a dense tapestry of forests and mountains, made survival after landing incredibly unlikely. Yet, the legend persists. Some believe he escaped against all odds, started a new life, far from the reach of the law, and outsmarted the FBI, becoming a phantom in the annals of crime. Over 800 suspects were investigated, each one a potential answer to the Cooper enigma. Richard McCoy Jr., a skydiver and Vietnam vet with a penchant for the daring, hijacked a plane months later, using a strikingly similar method, raising eyebrows and suspicions. But despite the similarities, the FBI ultimately ruled him out as D.B. Cooper. Sheridan Peterson, a Marine paratrooper and Boeing employee possessing both the skills and the opportunity, fit the profile remarkably well. But even with the compelling similarities, he was never definitively proven to be Cooper. Robert Rackstraw, an Army veteran with a checkered past and a knack for evading the authorities, was another favorite among amateur sleuths, drawn to his enigmatic persona. But despite intense scrutiny, no conclusive evidence ever emerged to tie him directly to the crime. Each suspect brought new theories, each more elaborate than the last, but none ultimately solved the enduring mystery of the D.B. Cooper case. The FBI chased every lead, no matter how improbable, but Cooper's true identity stayed hidden, shrouded in a veil of secrecy. The case became a magnet for speculation, conspiracy theories, and enduring myth. The idea of a man vanishing into thin air with a fortune, untouched and untraceable, was simply irresistible to the public imagination. Cooper became an anti-hero, celebrated in popular culture, a symbol of audacity, defying the system and achieving the impossible. The truth remained just out of reach, tantalizingly close, yet forever elusive. The mystery only grew with time, deepening the intrigue and fueling the legend. Every new suspect added another layer to the legend, further complicating the search for the truth. The case was never officially closed, a testament to its enduring power. And to this day, Cooper's fate is still unknown, lost to the mists of time and speculation. In 2016, the FBI suspended its active investigation, but the public's obsession never faded. Citizen sleuths, authors, and researchers took up the hunt using online forums and new forensic tools. Advances in DNA and isotopic analysis offered hope, but the partial DNA from Cooper's tie yielded no match. Rare metals on the tie suggested a background in specialized manufacturing. Teams like Tom Colbert's focused on suspects like Rackstraw, gathering circumstantial evidence and even filing lawsuits for FBI files. Their findings made headlines, but the FBI never confirmed them. Books, documentaries, and podcasts kept the story alive. Each new theory reignited debate. The case became a cultural phenomenon. The search for Cooper's identity continues, driven by curiosity and determination. Modern science has yet to crack the code. The legend endures. The mystery remains unsolved. The D.B. Cooper case. It's a name that conjures images of daring heists and unsolved mysteries. Is America's greatest unsolved hijacking. A true enigma that has baffled investigators and captured the public's imagination for decades. It changed aviation forever. Metal detectors, now a standard part of air travel, baggage screening became essential security measures in airports worldwide. And the Cooper vane, a modification to prevent the rear stairs from being opened in flight, all trace back to that fateful night. Cooper's story is one of daring, a brazen act of defiance against the establishment, mystery, shrouded in unanswered questions and speculation and myth. A legend born from the unknown. He's been romanticized as a folk hero, an anti-establishment icon, a renegade who beat the system. He dared to challenge authority and seemingly vanished without a trace. But it's important to remember, he committed a serious crime and endangered lives. His actions had real consequences for those involved. The crew's courage is often overshadowed by the legend. Their bravery in the face of danger deserves recognition. As time passes, the chances of solving the case fade. The trail grows colder with each passing year. Physical evidence is scarce, leaving investigators with few concrete leads. Witnesses are gone, their memories fading with time, and memories have dimmed. The truth becomes more elusive with every passing day. Yet, the fascination endures. The mystery continues to captivate new generations. The story taps into our love of the unknown and the thrill of the impossible. It speaks to our desire to believe in the extraordinary. D.B. Cooper remains a ghost in American folklore, a phantom figure forever etched in our collective memory. The debate rages on. Who was he? What drove him to commit such a daring act? Did he survive? Or did the unforgiving wilderness claim him as its own? The case is a testament to the power of mystery, a reminder that some questions may never have answers. It's a story that refuses to die. It continues to be retold and re-examined, generation after generation. The man who vanished into the stormy night, leaving behind only questions and speculation, is still out there, somewhere in our imagination, a symbol of the enduring allure of the unknown. Release of 472 new FBI case files. In March 2025, the FBI released 472 previously classified pages from the D.B. Cooper case files. These documents provide new insights into the exhaustive search for suspects and the extensive investigation that followed the hijacking. While heavily redacted, the files shed light on the breadth of the FBI's efforts and may offer fresh leads for researchers and enthusiasts. The legend of D.B. Cooper lives on, captivating us with its blend of fact, fiction, and enduring mystery. Half a century later, we still ask the same question. Who was D.B. Cooper? A criminal, a legend, or a man who simply vanished into history? The truth may be lost, but the mystery lives on. What's your theory? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love unraveling real-life mysteries, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wonders for more mind-bending stories from around the world.